I think we're live. Yay. This is Sue Greenwald with Awakened Stories. I'm here today with the real John F. Kennedy Jr. Hey, John, how are you?
I am doing great, Sue. Every
Awesome.
time you invite me on to chat, it's a wonderful, blessed day
Yeah.
today.
Awesome. Well, we're always curious to see what you've got going on, what stories you might have, where you are in your life. And there's been a lot of recent developments I'm sure people are wanting to know your opinion about. So that's fun.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like all of a sudden, doesn't it? Like everything's going on at once. Yeah. So anyway, I am actually able to see our live video today. There's a shocker. It seems like we've had a lot of technical difficulties in the past few videos. Like they don't want us to get the story out there. I've noticed you've got some great people helping you with social media now. We've got some great posts out there, and we
It
have, yeah,
it's wonderful. It's
the
wonderful.
book has been read online. So, in the top part of the description of this video, I'm going to put the link to where you can listen to the book on YouTube. But we're going to talk about the book Stolen Identity by John F. Kennedy Jr., okay, which was a great accomplishment. And we've always been talking about the basic story that you've told, and you've implied that you'll be telling more in a second book, and there'll be lots of books telling your life story and some of the details.
I I pray there's all kinds of books.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can't afford a book, please check out the link Sue's going to put up.
Yep.
Dizzy, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I understand she's putting it in different languages as well.
Okay.
But yeah, if you want somebody to read you the book, click on the link and you'll hear the story,
Yeah.
which is totally awesome.
Yeah.
Another huge milestone is speaking about new books. Here within the next few days, we're releasing the next book. It's not Stolen Identity 2. Hopefully that one's coming down the road, or one from Jackie Goldman, but
Yeah.
this book's from another gal. I'll announce it here in the next couple of days when it comes out. But Robin spent a couple of days proofreading it, and Robin says it's wonderful. So
Awesome.
hopefully that one wakes a lot of people up, and hopefully with it coming out with Donald Trump saying he's going to release the Kennedy files, we'll wait and see what happens there. But hopefully my story will take off world with everything going on about the Kennedys and my family and loved
Yeah.
ones.
You
Now, if the truth don't, you can still get it from me because I'm eyewitness to a lot of their crimes and crime.
right. So for those that are new to this channel, like we've based our conversation on this book. We assume you've read the book or know the basic story. And if you don't, go back to the first two videos, which I will put in the bottom of this description, and watch them. They talk about the story or the concept of the story that's in the book as much as is in the book. And then, like he said at the top of the description, we'll put the link where if you can't afford a book or you don't like to read, you can listen to the story. And
And I was giving books away, and the king actually donated 30 books. I believe it was 30 books, and we gave them all away. I actually yesterday somebody had purchased a pendant, and I was like, I don't have any books, and I went out and I looked in the motorbike, I looked in Robin's car, I looked in the truck, and I found one in the truck, and it was one that I autographed, but I said I ran out of ink, so it was my own personal book that I had, but I gave it away,
yeah,
and then yesterday we sold two more pendants. And I didn't have a book. I don't have any more books to give away, but I signed a sticker. I know it's not the same as my book, but I just don't have
yeah,
any more books to give away.
yeah.
The first is right around the corner. I got to try to order some more to give away some more to get the story out some more.
Right, right. There's been a lot of generosity, especially recently. And so there is a donate link on John's website. and that's the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com. And I'll show you that later. But you can donate there, and John usually uses the donations to buy food and
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
and pay
Or,
bills. We have
yeah,
come a long way. We
yeah,
have, it's huge.
yeah,
I just paid two bills, and I paid them actually early instead of late. But a few years ago, I was walking around town looking for change, um, just to see what I could find because there was no income coming in whatsoever. So yeah, this time I actually paid some bills early, so that was way cool.
yeah,
And with that said, you get what you give. You really, really do. These people that steal and do all these heinous crimes and everything, in the long run, I call it mojo. They get what they deserve.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you people that give and have a heart of giving, you get it back tenfold. Trust me, I know.
yeah.
Um, I mailed some things and gave some things away, been giving books away. And I met this wonderful 84-year-old man, wonderful man. And I had told him, I always want a Rolex watch because little John, the one that stole my identity, George, had a Rolex. He gave it away to a kid at school and it was worth thousands and thousands of dollars. And that always burned me up inside. They're giving away things that should be mine and selling possessions that should be mine. And it comes down to billions of dollars that were stolen. But it always burned me up about that Rolex because
Right.
all these years I wanted a Rolex watch. I really did. I would treasure hunt for Rolexes, so I could buy them for $1 or whatever. I really like watches, but my friend Don came over here yesterday after I had just given all kinds of stuff away, and he said, "John, you always wanted a Rolex watch," and he said, "God told me to give this to you," and he gave me a beautiful Rolex watch, and I had a tear running down my face, and I was like, I ain't crying. But I walked into the kitchen, and I was pouring a cup of coffee, and I was thinking all the hundreds and hundreds of times I told myself, someday I'm going to have a Rolex, someday. And it was hundreds of times in my lifetime. And then I remembered King saying, you're going to get it all back.
Yeah.
You're going to get it all back. And I was looking at my Rolex, and I was like, I'm getting it back.
You
I'm
are
getting
getting it back. And your story's going to get out there, and everyone's going to marvel at what you went through. You know, they're not bad people, they just don't know.
And
Who
then Robin says, what are you going to do to all these haters that say sell your Rolex to share your story? And I was like, no way in hell. This was a gift from a friend, and I ain't selling it. I'm just counting on God and lions and love to get my story out, and we're gonna do it. We really are.
right? Well, you've been very generous when people order a pendant by including a book. And that's, you don't usually get deals like that anywhere else, right?
Yeah.
So
So
that,
yeah. So after we do the video, I gotta go to the post office and mail off two pendants. But with that said, I apologize. You didn't get a book. I really do. I got to get some myself. I gave my very own coffee away. So
yeah. Well, they can hopefully get it from Amazon or Barnes and Noble, and or let your local library know about it. Okay, there's a lot of libraries that have funds that they buy materials, go and talk with the librarian, have them stock the book, and then of course take it out and write a review about it
yes,
everywhere.
please. It's
Share it.
those reviews mean so much. They really,
Yeah,
really do.
yeah,
It's free advertising. It's showing the world, hey, this guy's for real.
yeah,
It really is. And
yeah,
then again, if you can't afford a book and you want to hear my story, there's a wonderful woman on YouTube that put it all out there for you guys.
yeah. Yeah. So when you go to her channel, the first chapter's at the bottom. So she read the chapter and then so you could just go right through the book that way. That would be great for a trip, or if you're working around the house, put your headset on, cook or clean or whatever you're doing, and you could at least hear the story. So like a lot of people jump in and then they ask me in the comments all the basic questions over and over and over every week. And it's like, it's not that I don't love answering questions or talking to people, but it's the basic stuff that we've covered for a year, right? And so we've been talking for about a year now, and so much has happened in your life. Like, first of all, your health looks tremendously better,
Oh,
and
much better.
your place of residence is going to be better. Like, countertops are getting in or in, I hope.
No, they're still sitting out front, but I
Okay.
got them all. I got the kitchen sink, I got the countertops, I got the cabinets. I just gotta say, okay, I'm gonna spend the next 2 days and remodel the kitchens.
Yeah,
Basically, what it.
yeah, it's a big project. So, and you
Yeah.
probably need someone to cut the circle or whatever for the sink, I'm assuming.
Well, I have the tools that'll do that. I got everything to do that.
Yeah,
I might go down to the church and find a couple buddies and say, hey, come over for a couple hours, give me a
yeah,
hand, and let's
yeah,
do it, just to get me motivated.
yeah. And make it more fun too, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So let's talk about the big news this week. I mean, it was a whirlwind week in general. So the big news is Trump was inaugurated on Monday, okay, and everyone's abuzz. You've got one side protesting and having a conniption fit about it. One side is over the moon because he's in. It doesn't matter what side you're on. So it's just a big event. And the news is, I think it was yesterday, last night, he signed to allow the JFK assassination files and then the RFK and the MLK assassination files to become unclassified so the public can actually read them. I read the document and it looks like they have up to 45 days to release those files. All right.
Yeah.
And so my guess is it's going to be done electronically. We're going to see them online. There's going to be a whole bunch of guys that analyze them and they're going to do all sorts of videos. So we're going to know about it when it happens.
Fox and NBC and ABC and all the et cetera on mainstream media, I hope they get a grip of it because they're not getting a grip of me. They don't want my story out. So hopefully they get a grip of this and it'll help bring my story out either way. I hope on all the files it's not all blacked out where you can't read what they're saying. Classified, blah blah blah, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but I know a lot of the files. Maybe they're not in the files of the life I've lived of all the murders and cover ups and everything. I'm praying that that stuff gets released and my story gets released. We'll have to wait and see.
It's
I
going to
really
be,
doubt it will because it will be crushing our government on the crimes that's happened in our government and the murderers behind, you know, the assassination of my father and the rest of my family and loved ones.
it's going to basically prove much of what you've been talking about, that your family was assassinated, that it was planned, and that they did it to basically take over the wealth, power, and control, right? The legacy
That's
of,
what it should be about. We'll see.
yeah, we'll see.
I mean, they've had plenty of time to rewrite those files over and over again.
Yeah, well,
And 45 days from now, they'll have a lot more time to rewrite them again. And you got to remember who's releasing them too. So
we're,
we'll see.
let's go with the premise that they're going to be released quickly, easily, and they're going to be truthful, and people's minds are going to be blown. And then you're going to somehow be contacted, and your story will become worldwide, like instantly.
I would really love that to happen. I
Yeah,
pray that happens.
yeah.
I really, really
I've,
do.
I've been thinking about that all morning, and King Smarty basically said, "You will literally receive the pen that Donald Trump signed that what is it, a bill or whatever with, you're going to get the pen. So that's when you get the pen, that's going to prove that what he said was right. Okay. That'll be one way to prove it. But there's so much that we don't know about your story and of course your father's story. So it's going to be extremely interesting. I think the world is going to be shocked. Like, we think we know what's happened. I think we're going to be, our minds are going to be blown. Like, there's going to be content in there that we didn't know. None of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sure hope so. There's a lot of flip flopping going on. I just, my cousin Bobby Kennedy, if he still is my cousin, is not a replacement of my cousin. Um, you know, but he was always against the jab and everything. Now he's flip flop. There's a lot of flip flopping going on. So I really hate flip flopping. I hate backstabbers. So we'll see. We'll see. You know,
Yeah.
he joined the Trump crew. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know your premise, and I'm not going to dispute what you saw, but you saw Donald Trump's, the remnants of his helicopter crash in 1989. You saw a body. You were told it was Trump. Um, and I don't know how close you looked or whatever. I mean,
No, I wasn't told anything. I wasn't told it was Trump. I saw it was Trump.
oh, okay.
But the thing is, when I was in special ops training, there's a saying we said it all the time. Don't believe anything you hear,
Yeah.
nothing you hear, but only believe half of what you see. So I got to remember that when I saw a dead Donald Trump on a gurney getting hauled out of the crash site of the helicopter crash. And I wanted to go and touch him. He was my cousin. I was told Donald Trump was my loved one. I wanted to grab his face and see if it was a mask. I wanted to feel that his body was cold and he was actually dead. I, I wasn't allowed to do that. But the man I saw come off of that crash site was Donald Trump in 1989.
Okay. Is it possible that it was a clone? I'm just asking the question.
Well, when I was talking with Donald Trump, he wanted to fly his own helicopter. He
Okay.
had told me he was learning how to fly his own helicopter. After that, after he told me that, the man that they pulled out that looked just like Donald Trump was behind the steering wheel.
All right.
So, two and two,
All right.
to me, it was Donald Trump.
Okay. I'm just curious because we're finding out more and more and more how celebrities, no matter when, and even in the past 100 years, have had doubles, clones, and of course, people in masks playing their part. And
Right.
so it's hard for us to really know the truth of anything anymore. You know what I'm saying? I'm not disputing what you saw or what you said. That's not it.
Yeah. Well, like
But
I say, if I would have been able to do my work you know, as what I've been taught my whole entire life to double check and make sure, and you
yeah,
know, if I wouldn't have been grabbed by the arm and said, "No, you got to stand back," I would have touched him, and then I would have been able to say, "Yes, 100%, that was Donald Trump."
yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah, okay. Just curious because we know that there's been multiple Trumps out there. One will say X and the other one says the exact opposite of X, right?
Yeah. Well,
And
our Hollywood and
yeah,
our CIA working together,
yeah,
and they're the best of the best of what they do, and that's deception.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, so there's multiple Trumps, there's multiple everybody out there, and it's hard to know who the real one is, what their real agenda is. They use it with a lot of these celebrities, they've been they're dead and gone for years, and we're seeing them in movies, they're CGI, they're actors, whatever it might be, playing actors. It's crazy. So we don't really know who's who and what the real truth is anymore, which is a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, it's very exciting regardless that these files have become unclassified and you'll have the opportunity to read them and we'll see what blossoms out from there. But I think you're going to be pretty happy. So,
I really hope so. I'm
yeah,
praying. Like I said, I'm praying. I would love some good news for a change. I really, really would. But
yeah,
I'm not one to count my chickens before they hatch.
that's right.
I'm not.
You know, with the life you've led, I mean, you've had so many people pull you, eat, you know, come with us and believe this, come with us and believe that, and do this and do that. It's hard for you to discern what the truth is as well, I would think. So it's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. Really interesting. Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. I hung this up. Let's see if I can, without knocking over my
Yeah,
coffee and everything.
I can
I
see
got a
it.
poster. Well,
Awesome.
the king sent me one. I think it was about a month ago, and I signed it and I sent it back to him, and he's like, "Awesome! I'm going to send you one now." So, this is the one he sent me back, and I signed it and hung it on my wall, and it's going to stay on my wall. Um, so yeah, it's a collector's item. There's only two, and maybe Robin keeps saying we should get three and have an auction or a giveaway of some kind. So there's actually three. I have one, Smarty has one, and
Yeah.
then a lucky lion that
Yeah.
knows the truth and a supporter will have, a piece of history, a collector's item someday. And that's a good idea. I don't know. I just, it's Robin's idea to she tries to think of ways to get my truth out to the world all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I actually like the idea of the stickers like you showed us, the stickers that are book size. But I even think like, I don't know, 4 by 6 is a good size. It's a size that we could put all over easily, whether it be a sticker or just put it up with a piece of tape or whatever, you know.
Oh yes, a lot of people have come up with wonderful ideas, bumper stickers and things. And
Yeah,
I stay busy. I don't have the funds to put a bunch of bumper stickers. I wish I had, all them. I'd have billboards. I really would. You riding into Las Vegas, you'd see John Kennedy on a billboard saying, "Hey, stolen identity." But the billionaires have it, but we don't.
yeah. It's going to be fun. Like, think of the things you could do to get your story out. People will be lining up to interview you, to write your story, to do documentaries, to do movies, to do this, to do that. It's going to be fun.
It is getting out more and more all the
Yeah,
time. I keep getting calls, and I've been just so busy this week with this new book that's coming out.
yeah,
I still haven't got a hold of the gal in Vegas. Maybe she can message me again. I don't know if it got down my emails. I said I'm really busy. Give me a couple days, but
yeah.
I got to get a hold of her. Um, I'm getting hit with all kinds of people wanting to share the story, which is freaking awesome.
It's
There's
totally,
a guy that came and visited me. He wants to do like a little mini series documentary type thing, which is wonderful.
yeah,
I think that's a few weeks down the road, but anything to get the truth out. I
yeah.
mean, Dizzy, when she put, my book out there, um, I'm hoping that, I need to ask Jackie, hey, stolen identity too. Let's get on it.
Yeah.
Um, I get a lot of comments even on Amazon and the reviews. Hey, I want more. I want more of the story. So maybe I can get a hold of her and she'll want to, you know, she got hit pretty hard with how could you put this book out there, this kind of thing and that
Oh,
kind of thing. But we're doing it and we're making headway. So, it's up to her if she want. I'm all in if she wants stolen identity too.
she did an amazing job with this. Okay,
She
so
did.
like what you said is you did interviews like this with her, telling her stories. So she probably recorded them and then had to put them in some sort of order. And it's not totally a chronological book, but it's grouped by kind of topic, by what happened, and then there's little side stories. It's very well done.
And
Yeah.
it's like when my son passed away, I mentioned to her, I said, you wrote this book, but my book's not done. I'm still alive. There's still things happening in my life that could be a part of history, like my son. Um, I want my son to be a part of history, what he had to go through with the Quigleys. and everything I'm having to go through.
Yeah.
Um, I applied, it's going on 2 weeks now, for my birth certificate. No response. I'm starting to think it was a forgery. It never existed. Max Quigley just made David Quigley up.
Well, that wouldn't be hard to do, would it?
No. And once you have a birth certificate, you take it anywhere.
Yeah.
Um, so, me living with a fake birth certificate my whole life, being able to get a social security card and a driver's license. I mean, that's the first step to being someone. And if that's a forgery, well, I always thought there was a David Quigley to begin with. What happened to David Quigley for me to replace David Quigley? I always thought, all the angles of it. Well, what if there was not a David Quigley and it was just a name on a piece of paper? So we're
Interesting.
finding out. We're finding out things. A lot of it's going to be in the new book. The new book's it's going to be a wake up. A lot of calling for justice for people on MK Ultra that have been MK Ultra. Um, People that aren't here that were under MK Ultra. Um, a huge wake up. I
Yeah.
can't wait to announce it here in a couple of days. I just can't. I'm
And
like,
that, I,
I
I
want to
don't want,
say, I want to say, but I want to make sure it's the publisher first.
we are not going to spoil the surprise, but that's really exciting. So we'll watch for your videos when you'll make the announcement, whenever it's ready, and then it'll be ready to purchase, I assume?
Yeah, I hope it flies off the shelf.
Oh,
I really, really do.
awesome. Yeah.
Um, the author that's helping me, um, she's ordering 100 books right off the get go,
Awesome.
and I said, I want your autograph. I said, autograph some books, and then I can autograph some books, and then we can give away the book with both of us autographing, with our signatures on there, and it'll be good.
That's awesome. That's so exciting. Yeah, and I think you had mentioned this book a couple of weeks ago. And again, we're just going to wait for the announcement as patiently as we can. But yay, I'm very excited it's starting to get out there. Like I said, I'm seeing you more and more on social media. You, Robin, and Dizzy have been putting like posts out there like crazy. Other people as well. So it's
Oh
very
yeah, there's
exciting.
so many on TikTok. There's so many people
Yeah.
sharing, making videos. There's too many to mention. There's so many on
Yeah.
Facebook that are joining in and waking up and making videos and sharing videos. They're doing lives about my book, holding my book up, saying, "Hey, wake up, people! This shit's real."
Yeah.
Um, it's so awesome because I can't do it. They block me every
Yeah.
chance I get.
Yeah.
And the second book coming out, um, yeah, I can't wait till you walk into Barnes and Noble and there's just all kinds of Kennedy books right in front of you. That would
Yeah.
be cool.
Well, I think your life is going to change radically. So, like right now, your whole focus is, well, first of all, survival, like many people, survival, but then getting the story out. So, pushing the story out. So, that's all you think about all day long, right?
That's it.
It's going to change because other people,
Survival and getting the story out all at the same time.
yeah, it's going to change because people will be like, they won't be able to get enough of your story. And you'll probably be out doing speaking engagements and meeting people. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
I was explaining to Robin the other day, I was like, we need secretaries. We need
yeah,
people to get on the phone
yeah,
and constantly be calling people. Um, and solicitors basically soliciting my story. Um, just to say, hey, this is John Kennedy Jr. He's got books. He's coming out. You want to get a part of it? Get on board. Let's do this. And just constantly all day getting the story out. That would,
yeah, yeah,
and they're doing it on social media with their videos and their posts and my website and YouTube with the wonderful videos people have made that aren't, they're getting suppressed. You can tell they're getting suppressed.
yeah,
But they're still getting out. Like when I hold up my book, I'm like, one person that knows this story is one more than they wanted it to know.
right,
So
right. Yeah, and again, we've bebopped through our lives not knowing. Okay, so we didn't know. We never would have thought way back when, 60 years ago, that anything like this would have ever happened. And, we've gone through life and, again, technology wasn't as good, it wasn't as quick, it wasn't as whatever. And now you've got people analyzing video, comparing this. It's quite impressive what some people can do. So, uh,
Yeah,
the modern times have really facilitated us getting this out quicker.
on YouTube, I actually made three. I have a picture book somebody love gifted me, and it's got all the photos. So I made three live videos on my YouTube going through the pictures. And what I did was I explained it in those videos to try to get the doubters to see what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And how our very own Secret Service, the people that tell the presidents and what to do and their families what to do, on how they had us grow our hair over our ears and how they had us have the same haircut and everything. They had it planned. This was pre-planned, premeditated, first degree murder in some cases. Think about that. The biggest crime you can commit, pre-planned first degree. And I explained it in that book how they did that with my mother and my sister, but how they did it with me. I'm still here, thank God, to share this with you. And I hope you'll give us the courtesy to hit that share button and make this world, make it a world.
well, what's happened to you should never happen to anyone ever. Okay, especially a president's son, ever. I mean, ever. Like, this is unforgivable, what they've
Well, you
done.
got these secret societies that actually run things with the billionaires, and they make plans ahead of time, but it's all over the power, keeping themselves in power.
Right,
And with that, the money goes right along with it. They
right.
still got to be careful, though. I met some nice people the other day, and they're like, "Well, these people have the power to print their own money. Why do they need to steal it when they can just print it?" Well, they still got to be held accountable. They can't just print billions of dollars out for themselves. And we, the people, are going to say, "You can't do that." And there'd be a revolution. There really would. But so they still got to be sneaky in their ways on how they make all their
Sure.
money.
Yeah.
But
Well, they have a very good hidden agenda, a hidden system, which is never in our favor. And like I said before, they've had thousands of years to put this all together, to plan what they're going to do with the people, with money, with, the way society, they're steering society, our food system, our health system, our educational system. They've had the power and control to influence, to plan, to do all of that. And we have incrementally been influenced in a way against our best, highest, and best good. But we didn't suspect. We were innocent. We were tricked, right? Who would ever think that they would introduce foods that had poison in them or things that were poorly done for our health? Like who would think that?
yeah,
Why would,
a lot of the truth is coming out. What's really going
yeah,
on with the people at the top.
yeah,
Um, I made a video the other day because I went to the pharmacy and I'm diabetic, but on the left you got all these chocolates and candies and
yeah,
bonbons, and it's huge. So you're standing in line to get your prescription, and you got nothing but sugar and stuff that's not good for you all
yeah,
on your left.
yeah,
And then on your right, you got the NyQuil and the Tylenol and on and on. So one
yeah,
side, you got all these medicines to make you feel better, and you got all the candy to make you feel worse.
yeah,
So it's like a no win is just put right there in front of you. We're making headway though. I was making how I'm coming up, just a little example. I had a little kid's chair here. So I was doing videos in my little kid's chair, because it was only a couple dollars at the thrift store. I was like, I got to get a better chair so I'm comfortable. So about a month ago, I went to the church thrift store and I got a massage heated back pad for the chair. And it was only like $2. I mean, they like me there. If I see something I want, she's like, either take it or give me $1 when you can, or they're way cool there.
yeah,
Um, but it didn't fit my little kid's chair. It was too big. I couldn't put it on. So I was at the Boys and Girls Club a couple of days ago, and they had this really, really nice. I mean, the arms come up, it relaxes back. And it was $10. So now I'm styling for like $12. It's got the heat. I just had the heat on, and it's got like three settings. I can sit here and get a massage and talk to you all at the same time. It's great.
Now that is luxury, baby.
Yeah,
It's
it's it's
great.
it's
That's,
awesome.
yeah. But back to the health, like you would think most countries want their people to be strong, to be well educated and smart, to be motivated, because that furthers the country's their technological advancement, their this, their that, blah, 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 right? But no, we live in the supposedly richest country in the world where we're so free and we've been poisoned for the last whatever
Yeah.
60, 70 years. GMO,
Well,
food dyes, preservatives, poison air, poison water, uh, and
yeah.
um,
It's huge.
yeah,
They want you sick so they can keep feeding you their pills.
yeah,
But there was a quote in my father's book. There's a plot in this country to enslave us all, basically, in short, to enslave us all. He wanted to bring that out. And with that said, they don't want us smart. They want us stupid. They want to control us. They want us under their thumb. When they say jump, we're supposed to jump.
right.
When they say pay your taxes, we're supposed, when they say we're going to send $1 billion overseas, we're supposed to say, yeah, whatever, we don't care.
Well, and we always have to have the enemy of the decade or whatever. Like it when I was growing up, Russia was the bad guys, right? Everything was anti-Russian, anti-communism, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then, that changes, and then it's this one, and then it's that one. It's just like the book 1984, right? You always have to have an enemy so that the people can focus all their anger and their whatever it is against this enemy, right? And then it changes, so the focus will change, but the distraction never changes, right?
Yeah, we
When
need
they
to
trick
stick
us
with
with
our
the war.
own beliefs
Yeah,
of a free country,
yeah,
a free America, and our allies to be free, where it's all love and no wars and no hate, and
yeah,
but we got criminals up there right now running the whole show. We need to set some grassroots for we the people.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's what we're doing here. We're getting the story out to the best of our ability. All right. We've got good people that are helping you, and they're sharing the story around. They're sharing the videos. They're making up their own graphics and memes, and they're very creative. And I've seen it, and it's beautiful to see. And people are sharing it around. It is getting out there. So
And it
that's
is so
super.
appreciated.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, with me, it's life or death.
Yeah.
It's all about life and death to get the truth out to the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I appreciate every share
Yeah.
to get the truth out to the world. I can't do it. I'm asking everybody else to help me. I'm not ashamed of it because we're all in this together.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but it's so appreciated. It really is.
Well, think if they have done it to you, what's to say they haven't done it to 200 other people, 10 other people, whatever, throughout
Yeah.
their lives. And of course,
They
we know
have done
that's
it to, I
true.
mean, it's all about money and control. So they've done it to so many to keep the control and keep their
Yeah,
money.
it's exactly what. Right. So I wanted to show your website again. I've been doing that lately, so I'm going to.
And it is appreciated. It really,
Yeah,
really
your
is.
website is so beautiful. I'm just so happy with it. But the website is therealjohnfkennedy.com. And this is the
And then, oh, I'm sorry, Steve. The new book's coming out has got the link to this. So
oh
that's awesome. It's got the link to my post office box if somebody wants to write me a letter. It's got my email address in it if somebody wants to email me. Um, yeah, the lady that's working on the book said and this was a few days ago, she said, I went to your email and it's wonderfully done. It is so good. And I'm like, Oh, yeah, I got to go check that out. I haven't been on there lately.
Yeah. So this is the video. Okay. So this particular video on the homepage. All right. I put that cover picture up there, and I'll tell you why. There's a picture of three Trumps on there. It's a video that someone created for you, and it was taken down immediately. So we're sliding it in there under the radar. Okay. So this is the one that was created. It's an excellent video, and we wanted it to get out there. So we've got that out there. What I wanted to show people was the donate page. So if you just go to donate, there's a picture, there's your Cash App. I guess you call it a handle or name. Okay. So if you don't have Cash App, you can go download the app and just send a donation to Poor Boy John Jr. and put the $ in front of it. And then you'll see it's going to show David Quigley there. Um, at your picture because that's his legal name, and any checks also should be made out to David Quigley, and there's his address. So that's the donate page.
Yeah, I have gotten a couple checks made out to John Kennedy,
Yeah.
and I even took one to the bank one day, and it was like the lady's like, "You can't cash this," and it's like, "Well, I am the real one," so
Yeah.
I did send them back to the people.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, all the love is so appreciated. It really is.
Yeah. We're going to
Um,
go over to the shop page just for fun again, because these are going to be wildly sought after collector's items. So these are the pendants we're always talking about, healing pendant. They've got, your face, your book cover on one side, and then unveiling the real John Kennedy Jr. on the other side. So that's the name of the book. And they come in two sizes, small and big, right? And then 5 colors. So this is the rainbow one, which I really like. The picture is good, but it really contrasts.
yeah,
Uh, yeah,
they're much better looking than the picture. They're really, really nice
yeah,
quality
yeah,
pendants, dog tags. They really are.
right.
And they got the source in them, source directives. That's King Smarty.
Yep.
They're beautiful. They are.
Yep. So basically, these have been infused with healing and protective frequencies. So protective, like anti-EMF, okay, against radiation or whatever. And then basically healing, like anything, any disease, any illness, any injury is going to, your cells will absorb the healing frequencies from this pendant. The pendant's range is 1,000 feet. So let's say you're walking through the grocery store, everyone within 1,000 feet, as well as the food, their vibration gets uplifted automatically, passively. And
Yeah, I
that's
didn't even know that.
yeah. Well, I've used a lot of King Smarty's products for years, and all of his products have this healing frequency in it, no matter if it's a sweatshirt, a hoodie, a cup, a sticker, whatever it is. They do have different healing radiuses. Um,
I know when I thought, you know, he said it was for my post traumatic stress disorder because
yes.
living my life, it's always been a problem.
Yeah.
But anytime I get stressing out, I just grab a hold of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I call it a charm. Okay, so it's comforting to have around your neck, and you hold it, but the frequencies and the healing is really what we're after, as well as in your case, it's a collector's item. Okay, so it's the price is 111 plus a $10 shipping fee, and this list of what it has in it, that's super old, and it's just a partial
Yeah,
list.
and I wanted to bring it up with the gal that did this website. I've been the other day
Yeah,
I sent a pennant and a book to Australia,
yeah,
and the prices on shipping went up. It cost me $42 to send a book and a pendant.
yeah,
So maybe we could change this on here to the people in Australia.
yeah,
But yeah, it's pricey. That's why people can't get my book in Australia, I
yeah.
believe, because it's so dang pricey. It's more than the book and shipping costs.
They can't get the books over there. Now, I think they can download it through Kindle, but it is a problem because there's a lot of Australians that are following your story and they can't
Yeah.
get the book.
And
So
now they can listen to it on YouTube for sure though.
now you can get it on YouTube. So look at the description once I get it together today. So
Yeah.
yay. But
And I was giving books away with a pendant and sending them to Australia. I hope to get some more books to give away. It's not about the cost. Um, I'll spend $42 on every pendant I send if I have to, just to get the truth out. But I was just kind of bringing it to your attention.
yeah, it's pricey. I sent a pendant, one, to Australia and it cost me $25. And this is a few months ago, but I was shocked because what does it weigh? A few ounces,
Yeah.
right? But it is what it is, you know. But
Yeah.
very exciting to see them in person. The pictures are probably not as clear as they could be, but whatever. We did them ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I sent a few books and pendants out earlier this week, so people should be getting them today,
yeah, yeah.
which is cool.
So the person that did this website, her website is called sourceofloveofficial.com. So Source of Love Official. So if you need a website or any graphics or logos, you can contact her. She does a fabulous job, clearly. Like when I saw this, I was so happy with the results. Like, I had helped a little bit with some of the writing or whatever, but she put it together.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah,
I was amazed and
yeah.
it really touched my heart when this came out, this website.
Yeah, yeah. So, we've shown this in past videos, and I don't want to bore people, but the photos are excellent, and we'll be adding to them as we get them. So last week we had asked people to send us photos of the ear graphic, and then photos that we might not have on the website. I did get some the other day which I forwarded to the website person, Source of Love Official. So we may or may not see them updated as we get them. Okay. So,
Yeah, I just saw one picture and somebody actually just did a video of me side by side and then did the overlay of the face.
yeah,
And it was like, yeah, that's me.
yeah. Well, those pictures are like gold, where like there's one where like your dad is standing there and then you're standing there, and it's like you look so much like him.
I love that picture of me right there on the left.
But the little boy,
No, right above it.
this one here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Nobody wanted to mess with me that day, that's for sure.
I guess not. So basically, what we've seen with you wearing your PTSD healing pendant in the past year, and of course you've had other factors. You've got people that support you, and Robin is there, and you've got people that are there for you, and that you're starting to feel better, but your health has improved, and you
Oh
look
yeah.
better.
There's so many lions out there.
Yeah,
Robin has been a wonderful blessing. When I
yeah,
met Robin, I made a video like I shared, and it looked like I was on my way to see the Grim Reaper.
yeah,
It really did. I was like, my eyes were all sucked up. But people were sending me, so many nice things and tips on vitamins and
yeah,
all kinds of wonderful people
yeah,
out there to make me feel better.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so many lions helping.
Well, money, of course, runs the world right now. And so if you don't have money for good quality food or whatever, and you're always on edge, you're always afraid of where the next
Um,
attack is coming
go up a
from.
little bit to that one I'm saluting, where I'm saluting.
Yeah,
Okay, when I talk about photo ops, you know, this one gal told me the other day, don't call it photo ops. It sounds like it is staged, but I don't know another word for it because it is what it is. But that was a photo op. And if you see Bobby's hand right there, right next to my back, when I was supposed to salute, because I was only 3 years old,
right.
he nudged my back. but I had to practice that for hours. That is one of the most famous photos of me right there. It touched the hearts of America, but it was planned. It was pre-planned for me to do the salute. And once again, photo ops people don't believe a word of it.
Right. Right. I think we're becoming, now that we've been talking for a while, like I understand more why they would go in and steal someone's identity, what they would do, why they would do it. I understand that more. And we're starting to see, like out in the celebrity and the political arenas, we're seeing it more and more come out. Like you can look at something and say, well, that's not real, that's CGI, that's a guy in a mask. It's easier to tell it apart now.
Yeah,
Where
it's
who
still hard for me because I see things on the internet all the time when I'm sharing my story. It's like,
Yeah,
I don't know if I should believe that or not. I don't know if I
yeah,
should believe that one or not
yeah,
because the technology is out there and they can deceive us.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm paying attention what's real, and I'm only believing half of what I see and nothing
yeah,
that I hear.
yeah.
So
Well, everything is pretty much fake. Just take it there. And you have to look at the agenda, who benefits from the story or whatever. Why do they want the story out? And then you can usually figure it out.
yeah.
Yeah. And most of us, we just want to live our lives, quiet, peaceful lives. We want we want to be able to enjoy our lives, have a little R&R from time to time, be with our family, not struggle, right? And
Right.
pretty much
That's
everyone,
that's the ideal life. It really is to
yeah,
not have to worry about having the good foods to eat for everybody.
yeah,
Just have the good foods to eat and
yeah,
not be harassed and fucked with.
yeah, yeah. And like we've talked about this before, this is a global story. So this has not just happened to just you. I mean, we're talking to you about your story right now, but this has happened to a lot of celebrities' children, some that they don't even know about. It's happened so often, and we don't know these stories. They're going to
Yeah.
be coming forward, and you're like the icebreaker, the ship that's out in the ocean or the lake breaking the ice apart so the rest can follow. You're the
I like
prime
that.
whistleblower here, bringing the story out so the rest
I
can get out there.
I know I'm not the only one, but I hope everybody uses my voice and my story
Yeah,
to wake others up.
yeah,
There's many victims, so many
there are.
other than me. Even the lady that's putting this new book out, she studied MK Ultra. She lost her husband, her friends that were victims to MK Ultra, and it's going to be a good book. It really,
Yeah.
really is.
Well, I'm really looking forward to your announcement. So
And
yeah,
I hate to say, people's pain and the loss of loved ones is a good thing, but um, let's make all the tragedy into a good thing where people.
right. Well, we're trying to learn the truth. Like we can't really comprehend it. Like who would think to do all this and why? It doesn't make sense. Well, then we understand why a little bit more. We start to look around, we hear other stories, and then it expands our consciousness and our way of thinking. And that's how we're going to put a stop to it. All right. We have to know about it first, right? So thank you for doing what you're doing.
Well, you're welcome, and I thank you for you doing what you just. You're right in there with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
thank you.
you you went
We're
through
side
the
by side in this venture here.
well, I want to help in any way I can. And I have limited everything. So this is my way of helping, but getting the word out there is really important. The truth is really important. Like we
And
need to
it's
know
so
that.
appreciated.
Yeah.
I mean, all your time and efforts and you know,
Yeah. Yeah. But so yeah, we're taking a tragedy and we're turning it into a victory, getting the word out, helping others by getting the word out, preventing this from happening again.
and this is going to be the year, no
This
doubt.
year.
No
Yeah.
doubt. 2025,
Yeah.
the truth. And once the truth is out, we can start cleaning the swamps for real and making the world a better place to live for all of us.
Hey, I put your picture out with the 2025 glasses on last week. I couldn't help it. It was just funny, and people
Yeah.
like it. People like it. Got to have a sense of
These,
humor, right?
I always go to the discount stuff at the grocery store because I've always survived that way. If I can get something that's a couple dollars for a quarter, canned good or whatever,
Yep.
and they had these in that section of the discount store, and they were 50 cents, and I was like, for 50 cents, I could make a video with these.
Yeah, it's great. So, anything else we should talk about today? You've got the new book coming out. We're going to have all the files coming out soon, and you're going to have a new pen in your possession, which you'll frame somewhere. And then you'll be out in the world again.
I'll hold on to that pin so I can make some legislation someday
Yeah,
and clean up the homeless and make it a better world for our
yeah,
veterans and get justice for so many people. And I'll
yeah,
be using that pin for all kinds of stuff so we can, live happier lives. That's what
yep,
it's all about.
yep,
Not money
exactly.
in my pocket, just, making it better for everybody.
Exactly. Yeah, we all want the same thing, pretty much. We all want our families to be safe and healthy. We want our pets to be safe and healthy. We want nature to be beautiful, air clean, water clean, food pure, and not to have the struggle. Like we don't mind so much working, but it's the struggle involved. We have no enjoyment in our lives in general because we're struggling just to make ends meet.
We're
Taxes,
always too busy. We're
yeah,
always just too dang busy.
yeah, yeah. So I just got a couple messages from the Jedi separate. He will have his full story out and they will know the truth. Yeah, I should make
Amen.
the title of this. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Anything else we should say today?
Full disclosure. Full
Full
disclosure.
disclosure 2025.
That's it. That's it.
All right.
I can never tell thanks enough to all the people that share my story. I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Um, it means so much to me, everybody, what they're doing to get the truth out. And I always say, we're the little guy, they're the big guy, but we're throwing rocks at that big guy, and we're gonna be heard.
Well, like we said, we're doing this at the grassroots level. So the people that are watching this, the people that share this, those are the ones that are the foot soldiers that are getting the story out there. And thank you all for what you're doing. Yeah.
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 I was asked to make a page of what I wanted to do for the new book,
Yeah.
and I'll read it off of Facebook because I just posted it. I figured I might as well make a post. Um, let's see here. It just popped up on my Facebook, so that's cool. It's getting out there. But I said, I am the real John Fitzgerald. I am the real John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. I have been trying to share my story for quite a few years now, being the son of our former assassinated president. I have learned many things. I have been asked many times, what do I want by sharing my truthful story? What do I expect? What do I expect to accomplish? Well, with all my heart, I want this country a better, safer place for all Americans. Our forefathers came to this country in hopes they'd not be slaves to the government. And our government has been infiltrated by organized crime. Organized crime has taken over. I have lost many loved ones. I have lost many possessions. I have lost billions of dollars to the cabal. We have a justice system put in place, but I have never seen any justice from the system. I expect now, I demand justice for my mother, justice for my sister, justice for my father, my uncle, my aunts, and my cousins, and of course, myself. That I have fallen victim to the organized crime ring that we do have in our government. I would hope that would be not too much to ask. The crime in our government is huge. The power they have are many, The secrets they keep from we the people are huge. So, in short, what I want is truth and justice for all because we are the people, we are the world, and we need a world of love and peace. I hope to achieve this in what I set out to do, and hopefully in the end, I'll be able to go fishing. God bless you all, John Kennedy. I just, she wanted something, and I just, a few minutes ago, I put that on there and sent it to her and said, put the words you want in the book, but I posted that on Facebook.
It's beautiful. And at the end, when you say you just want to go fishing, you just want you want to live a peaceful life where you are unmolested. You can walk out in safety and do your thing without anything bothering you. And you have never
Yeah.
really had that.
I want peace. I want to be left alone. I don't want to be sitting there with my fishing pole on the side of the bank and have some hater walk up, throw a rock at me and say, "You're not John Kennedy." I I I, I just
Yeah,
want to go fishing,
yeah, yeah. We don't realize, like, we take for granted the simple things in life often. Like, we think we need all this technology, money, blah, 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 blah. Well, that just adds a layer of problems, kind of. Like, it's really the simple things in life, right? To enjoy,
Yeah.
which we forget about. So, justice for John, justice for all 2025. All right. Thank you so much for your time, John, and we'll talk again.
You're so appreciated,
I'm
Sue.
going to keep working on this, everybody. So thank you all for your help.
So
Take care.
much. Thank you all.